Let's go.
Welcome to Festa.
Enjoy the party. Put on your dancing shoes. We are number one. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is your number one rugby podcast, Behind the Ruck. And guys, welcome to your next episode. I'm excited. My partner's excited. Buddy,
Hey,
how are you doing?
I'm good, buddy. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, guys.
I don't know about looking good, but are you good? Nee?
You can see I'm excited.
Just to say.
I'm not on top of the log, but near to the top of the log, and I'm dressed in the right
Yes,
blue,
man.
the light blue,
Light
the
blue,
winning
yes.
side of the blue.
I woke up this morning, Tabletop Mountain. I'm here, live at the DHL Stadium. Can you believe it, eh? For the big clash, 23rd of December. It's showtime, eh?
It's North versus South, man. Yeah. North versus South. South Africa is divided. We're excited. Guys, I'm Rudy Pate. Next to me.
I'm Juan de Jong. Ooh.
And welcome to Behind the Ruck. Okay.
Yes, here we go. You excited, partner?
Partner, I'm excited, but firstly, before
Talk
we
about
start,
the family. When Diesel said talk about our family. Hey.
guys, Behind the Ruck always brought to you by none other than our partners, Lulabet, and also Rooibos Man skincare. So we want to thank those two fantastic companies for
Yes,
their ongoing
so, eh?
support
Yes.
to our show.
100%, ja.
Hulle is er die ligte aan.
Ja, hulle hou die ligte
Hulle hou die ligte aan.
Hulle fight vir Eskom, Ja, super excited, eh?
Fantastic episode, obviously loading.
Can't wait, yeah.
We divided. We've been
We
divided,
divided, yes, we've
about this
divided,
game
yeah.
for a long time. And finally, it's the week of the North-South Derby.
Yes, and we'll be building it, and it's time.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. It's been a bit one-sided.
One-sided?
Yeah, the last 6 games, you guys have got everything. You've taken the...
Yeah, but the previous 6 games before that, you guys did everything.
Yes,
So
but we
that's
want
why-
everything because I believe this is our year.
Don't be
okay?
selfish.
Bulls fans, Bulls players, Bulls company. This is our year that we take the URC
No,
to
calm
Pretoria.
down. Seat belt,
Okay.
crucial seat belt. So we're ready for this one. It's going to be a massive one. Wow. Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey.
On the 23rd of December, it's the DHL Stormers against the Vodacom Bulls.
Yay.
The Stormers has been looking in fantastic form, eh?
Okay.
Back-to-back finalist, eh? URC champion, eh? Looking not so good on the lock. We've been up and down in this right corner, in your right corner, and in the left corner, we've got the Bulls. The Bulls been fighting for 2 seasons, trying to get to the Champions Cup, hey, and they're looking in fantastic form. Stormers underdogs, they're the favorites. How's the team looking at the moment?
And I'm going to stop you right there,
Okay,
partner.
okay.
And we're not the underdogs. You are not the underdogs. I think everything is going to be equal. Everything is going to be fair, guys. We're playing the Stormers. What do you say? 2-time finalists of the URC
yes.
in their backyard, in Festive, in Cape Town, where the vibe is going to be fantastic. But the Bulls are looking good. The Bulls are on top form. The Bulls are playing fantastic rugby. It's the Hannekoms. It's the Gaanse. It's the Billy LaRouche. It's the Kane and Moody's coming all the way down to Greenpoint.
Yes. We're super excited. It's going to be a crack of a game. Hopefully we can get 55,000 people out here. Same to the 2 weeks ago. 55,000 people supporting, hopefully, the Stormers and not the Bulls.
No,
Because all the
as
people that's
everyone know, in December, Cape Town does not belong to the Cape Townians. They belong to the Gautengers. Okay? You guys are already spending all of your money, taking everything of Cape Town. We might as well take the 5 points from the Stormers. Let's go.
Igoli money. Yo, fantastic game. The one that we're going to watch. Eh?
Yes.
Everyone's going to watch. We're looking forward to this game for weeks now. And what perfect timing into December, into Krisa. Eh?
Yes, partner.
People will have their... Triffelkie will be in, eh? Hoenerkie will be in, and the steaks and the stuff will be in, eh? So fantastic game that we're waiting for. Hopefully the guys will spark this pitch up. And I'm pretty sure they will.
And just sitting here, obviously, Ruckus, I mean, this field is looking fantastic, partner. The setting, first of all, is... I know Newlands was one of my favorites and it was iconic. But just this view of the stadium and where it's located in Cape Town, this time of the year, I think it's actually a perfect game to be totally honest with you.
Hopefully the conditions will be perfect as well, because we want some running rugby. We want something for the people, for the 50,000 people, 55,000 people out here to enjoy themselves. We don't want that greasy game, otherwise the Bulls are going to come with their forward pack.
And I was just sitting here quickly.
That Volko low in those...
I'm sitting and I'm thinking, guess who of the Bulls team is from Cape Town? Willy's from Cape Town. Kane Moody's from Paarl. Curtly Arends is from Paarl. Gaans is from the West Coast.
So you're rooftakers. You take
Ambrose Papier is van die Weskus. Hannekom is van Paarl. Wilko Lou is van die... Die mannen kom huis toe.
Hulle kom huis toe.
So hulle gaat wen hier so.
Nee, maar jy weet die talent kom hier van hier vanaf.
Okay.
Yeah, super excited. And the lineup, obviously, we're looking forward to the 23rd of December. Massive game. But then also we've got a special guest.
Okay.
It's special because it's someone that's played for the Bulls and played for the Stormers.
Okay.
So we want to find out,
Who's that?
Come on. Who's
Babanori.
Huh?
Who's it?
It's a Schalk.
Oh.
It's not the one you eat. It's not that one. Schalk Brits is coming on to
Okay.
talk about things a little bit. So he's obviously been to Loftus a couple of times. 2 weeks ago he was there at the Bull Series game. He's been, following both teams this past couple of weeks. So it's going to be good to see what he has to say.
And especially, I want to get his rugby knowledge in his brain and seeing how different both teams are going to play. Obviously, we're going to find out a little bit about what he does in his...
Yes.
Once you retire, got some extra time.
Like his birdies, his eagletjies.
Koffie.
Ons gaan
vra.
We're going to find out what's happening
Okay.
here. And then also, at the end, beauty moment of the week.
As always.
Yeah, we got to keep it fresh.
And partner, before Scala gets on, right? What for you are you excited about in this game? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to a crack of a battle. Looking at the Bulls, they're looking good in the scrum set piece. They're looking good at the lineouts, similar to us. So that was our strength the past couple of weeks. But it's good to see what will Willie do against Warwick. You know what I'm saying? What will Zas do against, Kane and Kirtley and the boys? What will the loose forwards do, both sides of attack? Ivan Roos against the newcomer, Hanekom as well. Yalari Gelou against Achiva, hopefully. Dion Fourie against Eskom, 2 World Cup winners going head-to-head. It's going to be a crack of a game, Paige. We need front row seats, me and you.
Hopefully.
Hopefully we'll get front. Hopefully we can be here, give the Rakkers a little bit more.
Something else.
Yes, no.
But now that you're actually mentioning all of those names and you're going through, it's some very fantastic players that we currently have in South Africa. I'm hoping both sides pick the strongest side.
Yep.
That the Bulls don't send the weaker side to Cape Town, or the Stormers resting some players. And I hope they can give South Africans, all of us,
what we want.
Yeah. Give us a festive special.
Yeah. We're looking for a battle in the half.
Imagine Mane against Warwick this weekend.
Ooh.
Weet jy wat's beter tryfel of die game hier? Dit gaan lekker, mis mense.
It's going to be a crack of a game, yeah. Looking forward to this one. Forward to this one.
Absolutely. So let's get cracking into it. Let's talk to the main
let's see which side.
Where he's going to vote with, what he's going to say about it.
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's go.
Guys, up next, Schalk Brits.
Oh, partner.
He's here.
We've been waiting so long, eh? It's been a while. The one and only Schalk Brits in the house. Welcome to Behind the Ruck, boy.
Welcome, Scala, man.
Yes, sir.
Guys, are we doing Afrikaans or English? Just make sure.
English,
It's
but we can go
English,
50-50.
but sometimes my English run out, Scala. So I then I drop a little bit of Afrikaans if I have to.
Well, it's run out quite quickly.
Scala
English
too
salt.
soon.
It's always about English salt.
Scala too soon for the chirps.
Scally, how are you doing? Are you good?
I am absolutely phenomenal. It is December.
Yes,
it's
December.
in Cape Town. It is beautiful, and what an unbelievable stadium, DHL Stadium, and we've got the table
With no clouds, Scala.
mountain behind us.
No clouds in the sky.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to the cracker of a game. It's the 13th of December, DHL Stormers against the Vodacom Bulls.
Slow down, Uncle You. Slow down, Uncle You.
Talking
Scally,
about
as you
the
can
Bulls.
see. Huh?
Talking about the Bulls. I mean, it's a beautiful shirt.
It
but
is not.
unfortunately, someone's shirt might be your shirt, but it's not your size. or you're going for more for the rounder figure.
I don't know if it's beautiful. It's like the tension. You know the tension at school? You must say, I'm sorry. It kind of looks like that.
But Scala, I went to the Strandloper the other day in Langebaan, and there was a few gentlemen, and they said the father figure is the new in thing. So I'm just going with the trend. So I've decided the father figure is the one for me.
Is that a round figure then?
It's a round figure, absolutely.
All the shapes.
As a null. Ek lyk soos 'n nulletjie, man. So, okay?
Scala, how are you doing? Are you back in Cape Town now? Spending time with the boys, eh?
I'm back in Cape Town. Living in Stellenbosch, it's so relaxed. The boys are so happy to be on holiday. It's been a long year. It's all these exams. I don't know with the parents out there if they experiencing it, but when the kids write exams, the parents write exams.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, you and wifey Kulinda, eh? So you gotta check, you gotta keep an eye.
Well, look,
are they like the Britsies, steppertjies?
They can jam.
They can jam.
But handful. I wish that was just, it's two and there's three of them, so 11, 9 and 7, Christian, Hunter and Luke. But they are busy. They are, look, Dad is hyperactive.
The DNA is kicked in, yeah.
I don't think Colinda always probably wonders why the Lord has given her 3 of me and then me included.
Children.
4 proper children. So it's amazing. You're quite blessed to have kids that is active and busy, but it's such an amazing privilege to be a dad.
Yeah, luckily we got the pigeon PA. I think he's going to go for number 4. You need that female attention.
No, it's been cut, buddy.
Oh my
there
goodness.
is nothing going to happen. I mean, I'm the only child, so I only wanted one.
Really? That's it.
And so Kalinda comes, she's from a family of 3 of brother and sister. And the one thing is, I wanted to give her a girl, but one of those things just didn't happen. I tried everything from different times of the month.
Jumping off the top of
Sorry. Before we go quickly, Schala, I want to know. Let him tell the viewers, what is Schalk Brits doing? What is he up to? You know, is it playing golf? Is it super sport? Is it what's happening in the Schalk Brits life?
So after 2019, I retired. I had a great privilege to go and work for Remgrow, and they moved me around. I had a program of about 2 years within private equity, venture capital, and corporate finance. And the one part I did not like was internal audit, although it was with great people. It was definitely not that. Then I worked for a company called Southern Right Capital that Remgrow has invested in a company called Asia Partners. Southern Right Capital facilitate that investment, and so I resigned actually in October last year. And I've taken a sabbatical for the last year, doing some sport on or some work on for super sport
and behind the rack,
and behind the rack, of course.
Thank you.
And so pretty much just doing corporate stuff, but nothing from 8 to 5, I would say. No, the only boss I've currently has is my wife.
Is Mama Beer. Mama Beer, they all run the household. In retirement, Schala, obviously you've made the normality of playing deep into your 30s. You were obviously the trendsetter in that.
Yes.
And since 2019 stopping, has it been golf? Obviously now you said working. What else has kept you busy?
I see my friend next to me. I've seen her a couple of times in the gym, trying to impress those guns and growing those guns.
Only gymming upper body.
No, so literally it was, everybody talks about, the question is actually, how has the transition been? Or was it, I actually hate that word. It's not a transition. It is a mind blow, right?
Yeah.
The corporate world is totally different to the change room. I mean, normally in rugby you do a bum tap. In the corporate world, you get sued and you lose your job for that. But so the thing is, you come to the realization that the corporate world is quite different to the rugby world. And you're quite far behind because you don't have the compounded time that you've spent where most of your peers have spent hard during the 20s and 30s grinding. You've been grinding on the rugby pitch and doing other things. But it's been good. Luckily, we're in a good position. Mrs. still works for a company abroad, DLA Piper, and it's been a very good learning curve going from rugby to the corporate world. Maybe some of the things, there's a lot I've learned. I've learned a lot of things that I don't want to do.
Okay.
And we're very close to pulling the trigger on other, how can I say, opportunities.
Opportunities, yeah.
But you see, I told you, retirement, buddy, it's tough.
It's been a couple of weeks for me now, and it's giving me bad advice. Hy praat van Doritos, die blou Doritootjies. Ek moet eet.
So I've been a year in
Well, he's
retirement.
eating all your food, I see.
He wants me to
Shots fired there, guys. Scully, I've been a year that I've stopped. Obviously, last year we got back from France, and basically at that you say you don't want to use the word transition, but it's also for me, and I've told him this. It's different. I miss the fact that you have, after a tough training session, you sit with a cup of coffee and you complain a little bit. I mean, it's something small, but you sit and you have a complaint session, or it's either a big game coming up and it's the boys talking about it in the change room, or it's adapting, having a beer. Once you've gone, let's say away game, you've played an away game, fantastic victory, and you enjoy a beer in the change room with your peers.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I've missed the past year the most, actually. And I want to give this man, rugby was die beste tyd van ons lewe.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say it's the best time. It's just different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where rugby is very single-minded, focused on a certain thing. And look, rugby players, if you get to the stage where you professionally get paid, you're probably the top 95 or top 5% of your profession. where you go back to the corporate world, you're the bottom 5 or whatever work you do afterwards. Because to become a great rugby player or get paid to do something, you need to be very good. You get talented, you do it from a very early age. And most rugby players don't get the opportunity to go study. I was fortunate to go study accountancy and then only play rugby after that. So yes, the world after rugby is quite different. And the thing is, let's just talk about feedback loop. If you take on rugby terms, you get feedback every weekend. Not just from you as a person, but as a team, you get feedback every weekend on where it goes. In the corporate world, your feedback loop is a lot longer. Your review time is a lot longer, and it takes...
You're waiting for that pay? Month to month.
Yeah, well, in rugby, you got paid month to month as well. But it's just a different thing. And unfortunately, rugby players need to know you can only play for a certain amount of time, and then it's done. And then you've got the next life. And rugby is... In my case, was 20 years I got paid. Most rugby players are only getting paid for, let's say on average, 10 years.
10 years.
5 years you're getting paid well. But we don't get paid so well like you in France. You just went for the money. We went for different experiences in England, right? We went for a lifestyle. You went for money. So we had to work after it. You don't have to work.
Wait. Ruckus, I'm not going to entertain that. I'm going to stop that right there.
Yeah, that's some good feedback, especially for the younger people out there. This youngsters growing up, how to look at it, moving through your career, because it's not sunshine and rainbows when everything finishes.
The bubble sometimes, I don't know, the bubble pop.
Yeah, it pop, especially when you call it a day. But as long as you've looked after something, and if you know you got a purpose after rugby, things will always,
Yeah.
But John, the one thing that we need to teach rugby players is compounded interest. And the thing is, don't live above your means.
Yeah.
Take the
Lifestyle.
money, save it up, and if you invest from a very young age, and you take... Like, you don't have to drive the fanciest cars. You don't have to drive a new car. Don't have to have the biggest house. But the money you earn from the day you start, put that in a fund or in a tracker, index tracker, and just leave it there. And at the end, you live off that. But you just know you're going to need a second career. Probably if you take guys, and I'm talking probably... there's probably 1% of rugby players that can actually retire of earning enough money.
Yeah.
I mean... The Cheslins, the Sias, the Andre Pollards, they probably don't have to work.
Schalk Brits of the world.
The guys are still retired.
The one thing I went and looked at the compounding curve, and I looked at what investments must I make that will give me an opportunity to never work again, and I saw my wife. And also, the best investment I've ever made is time with my missus and make sure that I married her. So, if I have to... if she would divorce me now, what hopefully won't happen, then she has to pay me every month maintenance.
Hy praat in die slaapkamer uit, hè? That's enough for money and marriage and divorce and all those things. As we move slowly, Scala, to DHL Stormers and the Bulls. You've played for both teams, eh? Yes. And obviously 2 weeks ago, you were also up there at Bulls against the Series. Your Series boys was down here as well.
So I was actually there firstly with the Bulls and the Sharks. And I was unbelievably surprised with the courage the Bulls showed in the way they played.
Yeah.
I mean, I was quite disappointed with the Sharks, but let's focus on the positive. The way the Bulls have changed, the players that's come in. I mean, with all due respect, a lot of people said, well, Willie needs to retire after the World Cup, right? He was unbelievable 2019. Yes, he didn't get enough opportunities in 2023, but he was still showed a lot of talent, right? And
he was massive in that game, yeah.
And now you take Willie with Saracens, how he played. He's given that back line... Well, with all due respect, it's probably one of the most dangerous Bulls backline I've ever seen. The way they played against Saracens, that's got a great defense. Saracens was prepping them for playing from a lot closer to their goal line or their try line. They played from deep. They took the opportunities. Fair play to the Bulls.
Yeah, and if I'm not correct, you backed Saris, eh? Two weeks ago. Yeah,
I'm eating my hat for that. Right. The one thing I did, I think, is learnings, right? So Saracen's viewpoint is you win and you learn. They don't look at it as a loss. They go and say, okay, what did we do wrong during the week prepping for the Bulls game? What can we do better next time? And I think to play at altitude, and you've never played at altitude, it is a change. Playing and then going from a winter to a summer where it is extremely hot. Look, the Stormers against Tigers again, they went north. That is adjustment as well, because you have to play a different style of rugby. And that was the same with Saris. They were in it, and there was a lot of errors. How can you win a game anyway if you got so many yellow cards and a red card?
100%. And a red card, yeah. And crucial players, important players, senior players.
Yeah,
that were sent off.
so like Ben Earl being out, Billy getting a red card. Look, things happen in a game. They will say, okay, what is our learnings? And hey, Saracens has to go back.
Yeah,
went back home, and they say, okay, well, the Bulls are going to come. The one thing that I would say is there's a lot of positives for the Bulls to take out of the game. They didn't convert as many opportunities. There was 3 disallowed tries that didn't go their way. They didn't get a bonus point. But once again, they've beaten a team that's won multiple Heineken Cups, or now called Investec Champions Cup. It is like something that Wasp could never do.
Yeah. It's Talk about, series in Champions Cup. You've got 2, medals, winning the Champions Cup twice, 4 Premiership medals. Your experience at Wasp, at Saris.
Come on,
at Saris. Your experience at Saris.
I know you really wanted to come to Saris.
Is it? It's so much South Africans. You need to try sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we were very fortunate to have guys when we went over. Johan Rupert, or Remgro actually invested into Saracens. We had a guy called Edward Griffiths, Brendan Fenter, and a lot of South Africans. Aaron Sebe, Neil de Kock. I mean, you can Brad Barrow. There's a massive list of names you can go through, and that was the best, not just rugby decision I've made. It's probably one of the best life decisions I've made. The way they treated us. Let me use a very silly example of how much they cared for individuals. Well, that's the first place I felt like not like an asset. I felt, or rugby player, I felt like they treated us like human beings. So with most of us that went over, we didn't have support. And of course, you go from girlfriend to wife
to family
to father or mother, right? And so I think that was in our 3rd or 2nd year. Edward said, "What's going on?" I said, "Edward, most of the guys that's foreign here, or that's come across from Argentina, from New Zealand, wherever, from across the board, came here. We don't have support base.
Yeah,
we are struggling to sleep." And he goes, "What do you mean sleep?" He says, "The wife is taking a beating because there's no support. You clean, you do everything yourself. We need support." And he says, "What do you need?" I said, "Well, just a couple of hours for the kids, for mommy to get away from the kids." And so, with all due respect, if you don't sleep, it is. I know there I learned that they used torture or sleep deprivation as torture because I didn't have a good sleeper. And they said, "Okay, fine, we'll start a crash." 3 weeks later, there was a crash organized. What happens in the morning, the kids will jump with me in the car, or the baby, Christian, will jump with me in the car, take the crash. Mommy gets time alone. The kid gets supported at the club. I train, I get back home. Wife is happy. I'm happy. And the saying goes, happy wife, happy life. And that is I can remember the first time as well when we got to the meeting, the first meeting they had is we're not here to win any titles. And normally, if anyone tells me that in South Africa or before I went to Saracens, if someone told me it's not about winning things, I would have think. And my thought process was, we're going to get smashed here every weekend. But they said we're going to be process driven. We're going to be, one thing they said, we're going to treat you unbelievably well. In return, you're going to try unbelievably hard. And so from that perspective, they kept to their deal. We kept to our deal. And we always looked at the process. And when you say, yes, winning was a byproduct of how they treat us and how hard we work, that was really the case.
But you guys were an incredible team. There was names everywhere, especially when I was there and we played. We lost a lot in the semi-finals and finals, especially against you guys. But it's just a classic outfit that you guys had. I mean, you got Farrell as well. Talking about Farrell, because he announced like a couple of weeks ago that he's going to call us, he's going to take a break. Talking about, the pressure of what's on him. I mean, the two of you had also like a beating in 2013. You remember the Barbarians against
partner? Yeah, my dad looked at me and said, "I'm so disappointed." and I'm like, "Yes, Dad, I know. I'm really sorry."
Yeah, you did up the moment. We don't know Scully like that, hey?
It's extremely out of character to do something like that. But he said, "I'm actually more disappointed that you couldn't hit a proper shot. You like a goal." So we played golf. We played golf together. So myself and John Smith and a lot of the Sarries boys. And the one thing that is with most things, and I guess not just in rugby and life, is in rugby we love playing. That 80 minutes on the pitch is when things come alive.
Yeah.
The same with Owen. The unfortunate thing is there's a lot of subsequent things that is as an effect on him. And it's not just him. He's now got an amazing wife and amazing kids. And that is the influence that he still loves the game. He said that rubbish around it, he wants to silence that and get away. And people say, well, get off of social media. He's not on social media. And if you look at, for example, the Bulls game or at Loftus,
when they booed,
that was for me really disgusting.
Yeah, I agree.
That the people booed the way they did. Look, and he's a guy people struggle to relate to. People must understand he's the most competitive guy I've ever played with and against.
Okay.
But he is not a bad guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
But because people can't relate to him, he's the guy everybody loves to hate.
Yeah, they just see the passion on the field when he's like shouting at people. And
but people are taking it too far, partner,
too far,
I think.
yeah.
Especially the booing part, Scala, that you mentioned. I think we kind of losing track sometimes of the sport that we love, and we just borderline taking things too far at the moment, especially with the abuse online and the abuse of behavior at stadiums and things. So I think that we're definitely crossing the lines when it comes with passion, love for the game, for our teams, and just remembering sometimes that it is a human.
Yeah, I hate to see it, man, because sometimes a lot you think, he's strong in the head. But the players does hear it, and it sometimes affects, because both kicks, when they boot, actually, he didn't get it, and he's usually a good kicker. So for me, it's just...
Well, what you're actually saying to the away crowd, keep on booing because they're not going to kick it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. So there's a lot like Bulls Rugby, Loftus, SA Rugby must do a lot just to say, yes, listen, let's respect the kickers, because that's what we need to do, especially just to protect our players as well going forward. Yeah?
What I would say is on that is one thing that I love about rugby is the value system that we've got. The way you can kick the living crap out of each other for 80 minutes and then afterwards you have a beer and shake hands and say, well done, or next time I'll get you kind of thing. And that we shouldn't lose, because that is what feels for me that separates us from football. The respect towards the refs, the respect towards your opposition, and then after that 80 minutes you say thank you, goodbye. And unfortunately that is something that's crept out, and I truly believe the real rugby supporters understand that value system, and that's what I want to say to everyone outside is remember why we play this rugby. Football is a game played by hooligans, and rugby is a game played by gentlemen. Although it's the brutality of rugby is immense.
Scala, before we obviously go to the big derby game that we want to cover and talk about, I actually want to just quickly talk a bit about your career. I don't want to rush over it. I remember when I was a kid, you still played for the Xerox Lions. Running around with the ball in one hand. I think it was you and Brian. I think Ricky still played for the Lions back then.
Connie,
Andre Pretorius,
Konrad Jantjies,
Baksteen Nel,
Hannes
Labuskaghni,
I still played
van Heerden.
I had very fortunate. I played with both those last two names, Vickers and with Janus.
So there's out there.
But how did you end up at the Lions?
I
was skinny and I moved.
Jy was thin.
Skinny and I moved. Okay. Hoe did you opeindig in Joburg? You was a Paul Roos, right?
Yeah,
how did you end up
Stellenbosch
in Joburg? How did it?
I studied Stellenbosch, finished my studies, played for the Stormers, and there was a coach called Gert Smal. And definitely during that stage, there was other hookers. I think he was more in favor of bigger hookers. I never wanted to weigh 110. I didn't want to weigh, and I couldn't weigh 110. And Frans Luder gave me the opportunity to go. And I got lucky. Like most things in life, you need luck. And there was a couple of hookers in front of me. They all got injured. Lucas van Billon got injured. And then I got opportunity. I didn't clip out my bro.
Hy is nou Lucas van Billon.
Hy slaat vir jou. Hy kom hard.
En dit iets anders gebring, Steffertjie.
Ja, my bro.
Power Ranger.
So I finished studies and then I wanted to go give rugby a proper try, and Frans Luder gave me an opportunity, and it was actually that year we lost in the semi-finals against the Bulls, but it was amazing time in Joburg.
Yeah. No, I must say that I obviously started my career at the Lions, the same Coach Frans signed met Craven Week. So a lot of similarities, obviously. I loved the way when I grew up, I was always a Bull supporter, but I loved the way the Lions played their rugby. The style, it's the same, similar. Ball in hand, it is not kicking the ball away, obviously.
Entertaining rugby.
Dalk nie altyd wen rugby nie.
Nee, ongelukkig nie altyd nie. Dis die hartseer gedeelte.
Miskien so series, hulle het vir hulle gesê kom ons wen en nie frustrasie proses.
And in your career, Scala, favorite parts of your career, and then obviously the parts that, is there any parts, if there is, that you would have done differently? What would be the favorite? Obviously, the series was extremely successful and winning 2019.
Favorite, obviously, 2019.
Favorites.
The one thing I've learned, and this is a great good and bad. Good was winning. When I look back at my Saracens career, it's weird. Yes, we were successful. We won a couple of trophies. But the things I remember is actually not the games.
Yeah.
It is actually the memories
Off
we
the
built.
field
We
sometimes.
went. They took us to Verbia to go ski. They took us to Miami. They took us to the Munich Beer Festival. They took us to Chicago, Philadelphia. It is literally the trips we did around the world to Saracens. And the point was not winning games, but making memories, building friendships. And eventually, there was a double the salary offer from Toulon.
Hey.
And I said no because we were happy. And that's the thing is, when you start investing in people, then it becomes not a transaction anymore. Then it becomes, where am I happy and we were successful as well. And that is the one thing that Saracens did well. And all the players there stayed for less money because happy wife, happy life, happy player. I don't want to move.
Player.
And so from that perspective, yes, we were successful, but it was unbelievable the value system they created. And that in that respect was the best life decision and for me and my wife. And my wife could work in the city. Secondly, things that I've learned, you have to look at your learnings from rugby. As a younger player, I was quite self-centered. I wanted to wear the number 2 shirt every weekend. Week
most
in and week
rugby
out.
players.
But there was a good value to learn out of that. Is I went to Johnson, I couldn't understand why I wasn't selected. He can play. I want to be 16. I want to be the impact player. And the question was posed, is Scala, yes, I started everything. I couldn't understand why I wasn't selected because I had great meters, I could great offloads, a massive amount of tackles, all those kind of things in my viewpoint, more than other hookers.
Yes.
And the question was posed as, yes, Schalk, you are a great rugby player. But I'm going to ask you the following question. Do you know Albert van der Berg's wife's name? Do you know Yanni du Plessis' kids' names? Do you know? And the point is, yes, this is not an individual game. This is a team sport. And that sort of changed my viewpoint around it. It is not about me. I need people around me to make the team better, and they need me. And so get yourself the I out of it and use it as a team. And that is a valuable lesson to all players out there. Yes, be competitive, be driven, work as hard as you can, but just know it's not about you, it is about the team. And secondly, if I look back at my career, one other thing is people say you are talented, but just know when hard work, everyone's talented, but eventually hard work beats talent.
If talent doesn't work hard enough.
Yes, and that's what I would say if I look back at my career. I loved every part about it, but I could have worked harder at a younger age.
Okay.
Yes, deep stuff,
Love it.
And Scala, you're not the biggest of hookers, talking about John Smith and all these type of boys. You brought something different, because a lot of stigma, especially with us as well, they say like you're too small to play this position, that position. Was that ever a discussion when it comes to you, being a small hooker or bringing a step into it or bringing something different, jump kicks and all those type of things?
My pa het al vir my gesê, hoekom is jy so harig gaan? Why don't you just pick up weight, eat a lot of steak and fat and chips and good. I just didn't want to be. I want to be strong, and that was my point. If I can do exactly the same weight in the gym, and I can
be effective more
effective and run around more, because it's a power to weight ratio thing. So for me, it was, I believe the way the game is going now is, I wouldn't say before the time, it is just a different way of playing. Now you can see young players, not young, smaller, let's focus on the young, I heard I was too small from a very
Yeah,
young
yeah,
age.
yeah. You
But-
too, me too.
Yeah, so the point that I'm trying to say is I think there's a place for everyone, and it's now it has evolved that you get players like Cheslin.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
would have
Coming
said
through.
10 years ago they would say it's too small because you had to be big. Now there's a lot of space for players to be different.
Different, yeah. And
Like
everyone's
that.
different, yeah. Yeah, yes, so that's a lot, eh?
On difference, hier's 'n bietjie difference
Hier's
in
'n
studios,
difference,
Scala,
ja.
as you can see.
DHL Stadium, DHL
Big
Stormers
difference.
wou kom. Hy gaan seker kies later, né? He's probably going to decide watter kant van die draad wil hy sit. Scala, let's move over to this important game on the 23rd of December. Boom. Listen here, talk me about the form of the DHL Stormers and the form of the Bulls. Obviously, I said we're going to be underdogs when it comes to the 23rd of December. He says no. Well, how's the form of the Bulls?
Why? Okay, motivate that though. Why are you going to be the
Thank you,
underdogs?
Scala.
Because of, we had a tough tour. We lost 4 on a bounce overseas. We had one game against Zebre, which were like, we got the results, but we didn't get going. And then last weekend against Leicester, same. We rested a couple of our senior players, and now we've got we had a massive game against, La Rochelle, and now we're playing the informed Bulls. And it's Kanan and the boys.
Okay, just a
and
question.
fantastic form.
Where were you last season? Where did you end up? Where did you end up last
We
season?
always tough. Top of the lock, eh?
And the year before that?
Top of the
Did-
lock.
did
but,
you win?
But things change. It's a
Scala,
different chapter.
Scala, they've won 19 out of the 20 matches
Scala.
they've played at home in the last 2-3
Scala,
years.
it's a new season. It's a different page.
So I think what he's trying to do is create
Soften the blow.
Yeah, he's
He's a
trying
bull.
to
He's a bull.
a false narrative. So I would say yes. One thing about the Bulls and the Stormers, I think they are showing the way to South African teams.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, I think they by far the two most superior teams. Although I don't know why Sharks have got an amazing name list squad.
Ja, name lekker kies.
Yeah, but there's maybe it's just taking time to
Connection. And gel and stuff, yeah.
But I have to say, Dobbo has done a great job with the Stormers. But I think sort of the weaknesses the Bulls had is they've got the right people in to
At
give
the
them
perfect positions.
in the perfect position.
Yes, number 15, number 1.
And injuries
Okay,
wise.
sorry.
I'm going to hear you
No,
speaking
no,
so nicely about the Bulls.
okay, sorry,
You gotta
my bad.
chime in always.
Yeah.
Manatjie.
Totally agree, yeah. No, they've got good signings, especially like Willie, that made an impact, especially at the
Hanekom.
back. Hanekom that came in. You got guys like, Gans that was never like in the eye. Now he's slowly but surely feeling himself. Welcome making a big difference. Akker making a big difference, getting those scrum forward. Ek wil so baie lekker praat oor die Bulls hier.
I would
talk
say
about my boys.
that they got experience in.
Oh yeah, that is.
So and Akker en Wilco. Akker het ook 'n lekker linker, my bra. Ek het hom gevoel. En 'n rooi kaart gekry.
Yes.
Lekker op my moer gekry.
En,
So ek sou sê those two positions is vital. And bringing maturity to that team. Grobbies is 'n great hakker, maar ek dink die kombinasie van daai twee ook saam is great.
Yeah.
And then you've got, and it comes to injuries as well, making sure the players stay fit. And I think with the way they're playing is very creative. It takes a lot of guts.
Yeah, yo. I don't know the Bulls like that.
Me neither.
Hulle goeie boetjie is wit.
So,
Hulle gooi wit.
and well, that's your knowledge more. Their outside backs is sharper. Kriel is playing amazing.
Yeah.
It is. They are unfortunately the team now on form. But you're playing at
that's why
home.
we're underdogs.
You're playing at home.
No. Huh? That's why we're
Underdogs.
underdogs.
Gat,
There's
man.
no underdog tag. How can you guys be underdog at home?
No. It's about the ingoing form. We were up and down. You guys are roller coaster. Julle is op pad op.
It's only in
ek
the
het
UFC. There's two competitions running simultaneously.
I'm just checking.
Scala, for me, quickly, while we're just on the Bulls, obviously it's a massive. I love the Bulls since I was a lightie. Ek is a massive Bull. Al die rakkers nou. Why did you think the Bulls are playing the way they are playing?
Snor city, bro. Dis kom jy snor dit, nee. Jy moet aan Pretoria inpas.
November is verby.
Yeah, really sexy. My wife says she loves it.
Okay, yeah,
guys.
that's important. That's the only
Exactly.
important thing.
En die ding hier onder, wat's daai?
Scala, ek weet nie. Ons gaan net met die goedjies. Scala, my so baie
Ja,
vrae
as die kos uitval, vang hulle hom.
Geef jou klap, bro.
Any specific stuff you picked up from the Bulls? Obviously, you said they look a lot braver with the ball in hand. Is it just because of Willie that's coming, or do you think there's a culture change from a mindset point of view in Pretoria or not?
I don't think it's a culture change. What I do think is they've got a confidence now. And with winning, and they've had a great start to the season, with winning comes confidence most of the time. And so with those players bringing a bit of maturity to the team, it is something that is great to see. Because I felt always, well, not always, but most of the time, the Bulls are extremely structured and they don't take the opportunities. Now they've got mature players that can help Jake and Andres Becker that's come, he's brought a maturity to the pack as well. Their lineouts is great. Defensively, they've been phenomenal. I mean, they took on those Saracens boys, and normally Saracens get a lot of momentum. And that was quite weird for me that they didn't get momentum because the Alreglo, oh my goodness, he was captaining the Sharks and the game against Saracens.
Yeah,
and he is a quiet guy, but he leads by example. And Dwayne Vermeulen told me he's one of the toughest players he's played against, and he's leading from the front. And then it's just a great. It feels the balance of the team is good.
I like that.
Chill.
Definitely like that.
I can't wait. Eh?
And if you were Jake, would you bring your best side down on the 23rd, or would you rest some players with the two competitions running simultaneously? But if you in Jake's shoes,
Come on,
and
coach.
Scala is
Come on,
selecting a
coach.
team, are you picking back-to-back weekends your stronger side or what?
Come on, coachy.
I'll definitely think he's gonna. Well, I know he's gonna pick the best side.
Okay.
Inside information. Cha-ching. The reason why I say that is he's already rested players in the Investec Champions Cup now going or up there.
Yes.
So that's the one game. The one thing is to win, to stay in the Investec Champions Cup, you have to win it, right?
Yeah.
Or you have to be top 6 of
Top
your
8.
group, or top 8. And the one thing is, who's going to be the biggest competition? The Stormers in South African. So he's going to have his best team here.
Yeah.
And he wants to make a point.
Okay. I like it.
And he said, if you're Jake, if you were double, if you cut your hair and you double now for the Stormers, okay?
Plat, man, bro. Alles af.
How can we beat the Bulls then, hey? Because we obviously, by the way, we're looking at, we can move the ball.
You can't.
Huh?
You can't.
No, we can. So I said,
I'm joking, man.
Yes. Love it.
What do you think? Because we got a good scrum, we got a good mold. Bulls got the same. You know, Bulls are attacking a little bit more, so they bring it something different a little bit. We were very good in our counter attack. We were up and down a little bit, you know, with the form of a couple of guys. What do you think? Where should we target the Bulls to make sure that we get the ball rolling?
It starts with set piece. I think, well, you guys were back, so you're going to say, well, you have to have flair. But
Yeah.
it starts with a set
Front,
piece.
yeah, up front.
The pretty boys on the back line look pretty when the guys with the bellies dominate.
Good job.
And I think the one thing you have to attack from the Bulls' perspective is definitely their strength. Make sure that you've dominated.
DNA, Bulls DNA, physicality.
Yeah, and that's the only way you can beat them. You have to dominate from a line-out, from a scrum perspective. You need to be clever in the way you attack as well. Because what I saw Saracens, that they put a lot of guys back because they thought the Bulls would kick. And
Yeah, the
they
old
didn't.
Bulls, the old Bulls.
Yeah, the old Bulls would kick that. And now they didn't. They started running. So you have to be clever in the way you analyze the Bulls. So from a Stormers perspective, make sure you get the set piece right. And then you take the opportunities that's there to be taken. Yes, the Bulls make a lot of... I saw they made a lot of unforced errors, but that happens with pressure. So for me, as how does the Stormers start well? They use the energy that the crowd will give them. They bring a massive intensity in the first 10, 15 minutes and start building scoreboard pressure against the Bulls.
Yeah. First 20 minutes is
That
important.
you actually then ask them to start running, not because they wanted to, because they're behind on the scoreboard. And that's how you mostly
That's
win. That's
important.
how Saracens always beat Wasps.
Ons het tamme tye gehad, maar come on.
Sampling, my bro.
Yeah. That was a strong outfit, man. It was England everywhere in Scully. The Springbokkie.
The Bulls are coming to take 5 points, partner. I've
Nee,
told
nee,
you
nee,
this
nee,
from
nee.
the beginning.
Don't get... Hey, stay
Hoekom voel
humble.
ek is
Sorry.
Stay humble, my bro.
Scala-
It's festive, Scala.
Huh?
I'm confident.
Die ou
I
leef.
took off my seatbelt. I'm on the bonnet of the car and I'm saying the Bulls are coming down and we're taking our points.
We'll see.
Is it called the sigmoid curve, right? It's up and down. I might be under correction, but it's a
calm
sigmoid
down.
curve. And I just personally feel like the Stormers had their time at the top and the curve always comes down. I don't know if they're going to use... ingenuity, is that the right English word?
No,
and innovate themselves and try and change themselves and not making a set piece, because what I see Stormers rugby currently, it's more and with the scrum.
no, that you're looking at a couple of games.
Is it? That's what I've seen up the past games in the
That's what I'm
UFC
saying,
now.
yeah. We know the importance of this game, and I tell you now, the boy's going to come out fighting.
Well,
fighting.
that is always the biggest game in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yes, you can say the Sharks and
And
Lions
that-
and
and- yeah.
the Bulls, Stormers, or VP, your lekker ding
Again,
bulle.
bull, yeah.
Jy ken sy bulle al van.
Yeah,
en
you
dit-
look out for that one.
Dis 'n
That's
game
one-
wat ons altyd wou gespeel het. Dis 'n game wat mense nog steeds van vandag. This is a game with the most history behind it. Always the two teams has won the Currie Cup
Yeah.
way back the most.
The
And
history, yeah, we were the most Currie Cups. But yeah, we'll get there. So, Scully, is it a 2v1? Which side is the 2v1, huh?
Who you been?
So
Huh?
mag je best van wen, man. Now, I'll tell you this. I played way more, and there's going to be. I played
For the Stormers.
for the Stormers.
Then the Bulls, yeah.
But the one thing that I've learned in 6 months, I've only played there 6 months, the way they treated the players
At Loftus.
was way more superior. I can't talk in Dobbers time, but as an organization, they treated you much as a human being. And that's why Jean and Scala is going to give me a lot of grief, and they're already giving me a lot of grief, as there is extremely soft spot for me to the Bulls. And I like it.
And that's the thing, yeah. You feel a
So
piece of
it's-
belonging. You feel a piece of belonging.
Don't go quiet on me. You don't go quiet on me because Scala is backing the Bulls now. I told you from the beginning.
You said by the best team win. Jy luister nie.
Okay? Wanneer?
We'll see. No, I'm backing my team, eh?
Okay.
I'm backing my team. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a crack of a game. It's going to be a close game. I would say if it comes to prediction time, I would give the Stormers around about 5 points. It's one game in the fixtures where we'll be like, okay, we need to target this because it's crucial for us. We're not looking pretty the URC lock at the moment, and we need to play Champions Cup next year. So it's a massive game for us, and we'll be up for it because knowing what the form of the Bulls is. So I'm going Stormers 5 points. Predictions? What?
I'm definitely going Bulls, obviously,
Sure?
and it's not just because of my passion and my love for the team. I think Scala mentioned set piece. When you
Yeah.
watch the Leicester Tiger games, you guys struggled in the line-out. And I think that's a lot of the source of your energy for the Stormers.
That's our second.
That's been your source of energy the past 2 years when you guys have been successful. And I think if the Bulls can disrupt your line-out and taking the ball away and taking attacking lineouts away from the Stormers and letting Mani kick most of the ball away to our back three, I think that is where the game is going to be won. That's just my point
Ons
of
defense
view.
het julle in julle gesig heel dag. So you say Bulls met?
I'm going to go Bulls by 8.
Huh? Bulls by 8.
Bulls by 8.
You sounded so confident.
And then
I am
it's a-
confident.
Okay, the Bulls by 8.
And then it's 8. Huh?
I'm a realistic supporter, Scala.
So it's a tight game.
It's going to be tough. You guys will, as you said, first 15 minutes, you guys are going to be emotional. You guys are going to use the energy of the crowd, all of that things. But I think quality always comes through. The later, that last 20 minutes, I think the Bulls are going to have more quality in the bag than the Stormers, guys.
That doesn't confidence. Scully, talk to us. Team and predictions.
Is that Bulls?
I would go Bulls
Bulls, what?
by 10.
Bulls by 10. Yo, that's confidence, eh? Yo, so that, yeah. We'll have to see what's going to happen on the 23rd of December. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we're going to fight a little bit for the next weekend. But Scully...
Ek wil net weet, het julle al julle Christmas presente al gekoop en is alles reg?
Yes, is up and running, yeah?
Yeah? Yeah.
I'm a last minute guy, Scala.
Is he last
Kid
minute?
stuff is sorted. Wifey stuff, not yet. I get that wrong every year.
Take a lot.
I'm Mama, ek ga jou uitsort. But
En nie daai meneer in my braai met presente koop.
no, Scala, I
sorted.
think, Schalk, just from the two of us, honestly, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to our show. I know we wanted to have you on
Yo,
long ago.
Episode 1 actually,
Yeah.
but okay.
Thank you for your time, honestly.
Dankie vir
Skalk.
Snor City.
Ja.
Met daai snorre manne, julle lyk mooi.
Was het een beetje in November bietjie te lang gevat.
I don't know anything here, so I have to do the snore, Scala.
Skalk, thank you very much for coming out. Hopefully we'll see you in a couple of weeks. And yeah, hopefully we'll be here. 23rd of December, dan gaan ek jou sê, ek het jou gesê, but okay.
And
Thanks a lot.
a blessed Christmas to the
Yeah, same
family
to you,
and
yeah.
blessed
Salty
festive
boys,
season. Yeah, enjoy it.
But tell for everyone, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Enjoy the trifle in the Malva, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in.
Cheers, guys. That's Schalk Brits.
Yay.
What a night.
Yeah, Paige.
Hey.
Yeah, fantastic to have Schalk
Yes,
on the
yeah.
show, eh?
Especially
The
in this-
knowledge of the man, eh? The achievements of the man.
Yes.
2 European Cups, 4 Premiership titles. a World
51
Cup.
Stormers
a World-
games, 15 Springbok Test matches.
World Cup.
Full
Huh?
career, eh?
Full career.
Full
eh?
career.
Huh? En is een beetje wel een Power Ranger, eh?
Yeah, he was
kan trap en hij kan
absolutely
goosey.
he was completely different to any other player in that era.
Yeah.
He
Someone like
brought
a white man can't jump. That
Hey,
type of vibe.
when you say hey, but fantastic interview, and obviously thank you, Scala, making time. Every
For us,
week we
we
always
really
say-
appreciate it. Yeah. Making time for us, making sure that we give the rakkers some good knowledge, some good information, some experiences.
And it's always lekker to have someone else's point of view. Understand? Luister 'n bietjie wat iemand anders dink van die story.
Yeah.
Okay?
Love those views and
Yeah.
we keep cracking on, but something different, to spice up.
Absolutely.
To spice it up a little bit, yeah.
But partner, again,
All
almost
good.
at the end of our
Yeah.
episode, unfortunately.
End of the episode, end of the year almost.
Not
hey?
yet. Not yet,
hey?
not yet, meneer.
Don't wish December so fast,
Exactly.
hey? 2024
Yes,
is on the way.
But
yeah.
before we say goodbye to our viewers, to the Rakkers,
Family?
to the family,
Yes, Vin
I just
Diesel
want to
talk
once
about the
again
family.
say thank you to Lulabet.
Yep.
And of course, Rooibos
Rooibos
Man
Man.
skincare. That also brings you the next moment, our beauty moment of the week.
Check it out.
This to win the game. They have never led. Do they lead now? Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah.
There we go, partner.
Beauty indeed, hey? Look at
Fantastic.
Elfie.
Elfie's okay.
He's sitting next to the products. Elfie, don't be careful.
Elfie, meneer Fatty.
Niet te veel.
Elfie, meneer Fatty.
Be a good boy. Be a good boy.
But what a special time of the year, partner.
Yeah,
it's
Christmas,
rugby
eh?
with Christmas, with our families. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
wait to see my siblings eat a bit of... I'm not a trifle man.
You're not a trifle man. What are you?
Malva.
Huh?
Malva puddingkie.
Or that blue
will
pack
be
of
on-
Doritos, eh?
Blue packet of Doritos. It will be a lot of kids running around
Yeah.
for us. I don't know what your plans is for Christmas Day. What are you going to do?
We're still planning, but it's family time, eh? Whatever
Yes.
we decide, as long as you're with your family, with your friends, with the kids, make it special. We're making it special for them. Okay? Moet niet te veel eet, nie maar eet. Soos jy gesê
No,
het.
we ons eat.
Moet ons net
Guys,
go?
eat as
Een beetje haren losmaken.
This year, and it's actually the new. Obviously, our rugby calendar has
Yes.
changed completely. Now we got rugby plus trifle plus
Wow.
coffee wherever you
Leave
are.
this bad advice, man. January, dan was like, waar is die geld, waar is die sixpack? Los die goeies, man.
January, ons gaat January. Okay,
don't worry.
But guys,
Fantastic,
partner,
yeah.
let's quickly give them also protocol. Be
yep.
safe on the roads.
Please,
okay?
guys, be safe on the roads.
Yeah.
Enjoy the festive, enjoy it with your family and your friends, guys. Make sure that, moenie, hoe papa wacht voor jou
Bly
goedjes.
goedjies, nothing of that. No papa wacht for your stuff,
Yes,
okay?
wear your seatbelt.
Be safe.
Yes, and look after yourself and look
Enjoy
after
your
the people
families.
around you. Yeah.
Let's spread love in this festive time.
Yes.
And while you're at the spreading of stuff,
Yes.
spread it behind the rack.
Yes, like and share and spread it like a gospel
Exactly, and
story.
subscribe. And when you're with your
Yeah.
family, if they haven't heard about Behind the Rack, tell them about our show.
Yes, and the WhatsApp stories and stuff, send it on. Hey?
I'll let
A
you know.
lot of the people, my friends and my family, they're like, send the link. Leave the send the link, guys. Leave the send the link. Subscribe. Bell. King, 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 king. Thursday, 6 p.m.
Makkelijk.
Yes, and then you'll get your stuff. So please, please, please make sure you subscribe and get us back to back. So you book a back to back.
Yes,
The episodes must come back
we're
to back.
non-stop.
Yes,
We're
yes.
not going to stop. Okay. Guys, I'm off to my family now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Partner.
Let's enjoy the Christmas.
Let's enjoy
yeah.
the Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you as well.
Okay.
Enjoy it,
Thank you,
partner.
boykie. Guys, I'm Rudy Fates.
I'm Juan de Jong.
And the rack is clear.